Who's used epoxy here? Obviously you all have. No.
Yeah, I've used epoxy.
Which one do you normally use?
Not much. I did a bit of epoxy grouting not long ago.
Yep.
Years ago, we used to do a lot.
Yep.
So I wouldn't have known it.
No, that's all right. You guys, you don't do. You guys, a little bit. You. Yep. Oh, you're not going to learn much, so you might as well go now. Sorry. Yeah.
Honesty is king.
All you're going to learn is how to drink beer. I mean, I don't know. There's no data sheet on it, I think. I prefer to actually mix the hardener first and then pour it into the epoxy so I know it's completely mixed. Yeah? Now, so, like, what do you guys like know about epoxy? Like, is it terrifying? Is it, is it because you're a bit scared of using it or anything like that? Sorry, I don't have any magic solutions. I've only got this guy here, right? We use a Fuga wash. It's only 1 capful to about 6 to 7 litres of water, and that's it. That's it, 1. Not the whole thing, not half, just 1 capful, okay? And that will aid in the washing of the epoxy grout. So you don't have to worry about, I've got to use, hot water and vinegar. There is no hot water going to be used here at all, right? Now, we don't have, there are some out there that have, you've got to wash it twice and all that. Yeah, we don't have any of that, okay? If you do find that you've applied the epoxy and say one of your boys hasn't cleaned it off 100%, okay? We do have this guy here. This is called Fuga Shock. Okay, this guy's pretty brutal. This will take off the epoxy as long as it's been down for 3 days. That's how brutal it is. Okay, and we've had some good success. All right, so this guy, the Fuga Shock, that's your last resort to take any epoxy off. And it was up at around the 30 degrees, 32 degree mark. Even the humidity in the air, just the heat inside the house or wherever you are outside, be very conscious of that. All right, so I just want you guys to understand. I mean, the data sheets are there as a guide. Even myself, when I'm training guys on site, I always tell them, for me, a data sheet is there as a guide. Okay, so this is 3 kilo. Yeah, it's not 1, it's not 4, it's 3. So for that price, I might as well just mix up the whole thing. And if I'm doing like these gentlemen over here do and React over there do a lot of the maintenance, I'm not sure, what sort of work do you do?
Not much, mate.
Oh, not much? Okay. Oh, you're a builder, okay. Okay, so that, once all that caramel colour disappears, then basically that's when we can start pouring it in because of the colour and then we can spin it up. I prefer to sort of show you guys that way. That way we don't get into any sort of, maybe bad habits, not bad habits, but in case there's a problem, I can say to you, did you mix up the hardener? Oh yeah, I did, but you probably really didn't, right? And that's okay. But if we start off like that, then that's how you guys are going to do it. Okay? But anyway, so that's pretty blue, yeah? So, I don't know, maybe if a bill, I hope you pay you guys, mate. Otherwise I'll mix up and I'll pour it all over your concrete. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Guys, I just want to say, try not to, alter any of these products, okay? Because that's when you start getting into trouble, all right? Because you don't know how products are going to react once they're installed, on the tile, on the floor, or the wall, okay? I've seen guys, if I say to them 60 ml of water, actually the data sheet from memory, I think it says an espresso cup. And believe it or not, I'm on Google trying to work out how big is an espresso cup. I got so many different answers, 60 ml, 90 ml. I go, okay. So I sat down one night and I worked out, and the data sheet said 3%. So, a little calculation. So it's 60 ml of water. That is it. Another thing that you can do to aid is sometimes I suggest, I have to be careful when I say to people 60 ml of water. It's not 600 ml of water, it's 60 ml, okay? Because this is what's going to happen when you put too much water in this grout. So you're on the floor, And, you know, old mate decides to start, because you can wet the tiles down. I mean, just give them a very, very light dampen. Okay, I'm sure everyone understands. I don't want you to get it and go like that and drown the tile. Because what's going to happen is the grout's going to go milky, right? Hey, Mum. Well, God rest in peace. So at the end of the day, it's just a light dampness over the tile. You know, you do not drench the tile, okay? Because what will happen is, as you're grouting, you'll end up seeing a white, filmy, like milky sort of residue around it. And that's when you know it's got too much water. I recently used the black in the grout on some terrazzo tiles that I made up like a barbecue sort of table, and I tiled it with terrazzo that we had in the factory. I actually used the black, and as I was washing it, I noticed it was turning into charred ash, like a I don't know, some of you tilers will know. It's like a, Paul, what colour is that like charred ash? What would you call it? Not black, one colour down from black. Like a charcoal, yeah, thank you. Like a charcoal colour, right? Now I thought to myself, oh, that better not stay charcoal because it's black, and I can assure you it didn't, right? And what I did was I wrung out the sponge a bit more, and I just passed it over. When I'm washing my second wash, I never put pressure on my sponge. I want to try and keep my joints as full as possible. Okay, let the sponge do the work. So I don't go like this. There's no need to do that. Okay, it's just literally put the sponge there and just drag it. Let the sponge do the work. Now I know some of you guys, there's some guys who are using wash boys. It's a bit different. Wash boys hold a little bit more water for my liking. Okay, but if you're doing a big floor or whatever, then they're really nice and easy. So, like I said, everyone's different. There's no wrong, there's no right and anything like that. I'm not saying, but I just want guys that are using wash boys just to be a bit more mindful, you know, that there's going to be a bit more water, unless, you know, what, do you find that, Paul, or not really?
A lot easier with wash boy.
It's a lot easier, yeah. But do you find, it's a lot, yeah, and it's faster too, I agree. But do you find that sometimes it can leave a little bit of water on the tile, depending on the tile? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying that they're a bad thing, but just I want guys to be mindful of that they will leave a bit of water on the tile. So, all right, so what we're going to do is now we're going to start mixing, okay? And then I'll mix one a little bit and then we'll start washing. All right, so I'll just put this in here. Sort of show you guys what it looks like when it's mixed up. Okay.
How long do you leave it in the container before you use it?
You got about 45-minute pot life. So it will sit in there for about 45 minutes at 23 degrees. This is why I always say, people say to me, oh, but it's not going off.
So leave it 24 hours?
Let me just check what the temperature is. Oh, it's 2 degrees. You think that might be why it's not going off?
Direct sunlight.
Yeah, but put it in direct sunlight on a 35-degree day and see how you go.
Did you put the 60 mils of water in?
No, I haven't put it in. It doesn't really, look,
You don't need to.
the 60 mil of water, look, although I've told you can do it, it is on the, I've worked it out for you, so 60 mil. I find that it's okay, you know what I mean, but not a huge amount of difference. You know, sometimes you can also sort of dampen the tile, and that will help it a little bit, but not too, you know, like don't go crazy on it because I've said it you can. So that's it. That's the mixing. Okay, so there's really only 2 steps. Mix the hardener. Once the hardener's mixed, pour it into the colour and mix it up. All right, and it's done. It's ready to go. Yeah, this hands-on training, yeah, so just...
Get to work.
Is the reason they put water on this to dilute it a bit, to make it easy
To make it flow better, yeah.
Smells beautiful.
I can't even smell it.
I try and wring out the sponge as much as I can, purely only because I know the mosaics are going to hold a lot of water, okay? So just, you know, I just try and wring it out. There's enough water in there, okay? put your hand on my hand. Just don't apply any pressure on it, all right? Just let.
Can we get the music going?
All right. So did you feel that there's no pressure on it? Okay. There's no need to be putting pressure on it. You don't have to sort of go, you know, like
the fucking government, no pressure.
no pressure, mate. No. That's fucking. Right. So clean sponge. All right. Don't do this. Look. Watch. No pressure. Letting the sponge do the work. Well, mine haven't been doing much work on it lately, I'll tell you. All right. Okay, that's it. And I rinse it out. I know it takes a little bit longer, but at the end of the day, watch. Okay, I don't care, this might be a little bit still there, but I know it's going to come off. It's just the initial, right? I can come back and then go again on it, right, with clean water. And I'll wring this out because I don't want, you know, I just don't want it. If I need it, I can leave this sponge, you know, with a bit more water in it. That's why I can control a sponge much better than a wash boy.